Welcome back to a brand new tutorial. Today we're going to talk about water and how you can make your player seem like he's inside water by affecting the color grading of your game. Now obviously we're going to be using this template right here, the first person shooter template. That way we don't have to build everything from scratch. And what I'm going to do is actually let's go ahead and select all of our player and the ground below, and let's press actually just press F3 and press invert, type invert selection, and now we can just delete everything. Okay, so now that we have just our player and the ground plane, we can actually go ahead and make a hole. So what I'm going to do to be able to see better is actually turn on random colors and actually turn on cavity and turn all these up. Okay, so now what we want to do is make a hole, a sort of pond, so we can have water that our player can go into. So let's go into edit mode in tab and go to knife tool. And in the center we're just going to draw a rough sort of lake style puddle, this pond thingy. And then we can go and select this face right here. Let's press E to insert it, to extrude it downwards. Okay, so it's quite deep, and then just scale it down, maybe scale it up, maybe let's get it in. Okay, so let's go to edge selection, press Alt and then Shift Alt to select the other side. Let's go Control B to bevel it to add some smoothness to the sides, and now it looks like a deep sort of hole, and we're going to put water in it. So let's go and add a cube. And this cube we're going to place at the center. So let's press 1 on numpad to go into orthographic side view and bring this down. Let's go into wireframe mode so we can see what the limits are. Do like that. And now we're going to scale it both on the X. Let's move on the X. And the Y. Obviously we can't see the Y. Let's move up. And then scale it on the Y so it covers everything. This is our water. If we go back, look at that, perfect. Sand and blue. Obviously these are random colors, so I was just lucky that it assigned them. You would probably get different colors. What we're going to do is actually move this down. Okay, to about there. So we have sort of the ridge and then the water placed inside it, so they don't have any overlapping or clipping from the water. And what we're going to do is actually let's actually just adjust it so it fits better, because it's unnecessarily big. That's what she said. Let's just scale it up, and there we go. Now we have our water and we have a player that can move around. So what we're going to do is actually make sure this does not have a rigid body, but make sure this ground plane does, which means that you'll be able to sink to the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to apply a script to this actual object. We can apply the script anywhere. So let's go over to nodes, and what we're going to do is essentially say that when the water, let's actually go to the player. The player already has a script. I think the gun already has a few. Yeah, let's add another script to the gun, a new node tree, and we're going to call it water. Don't forget to put a capital letter for the first one. And now we can go ahead and select our water script, water node trait. And what we're going to do is search for the on volume trigger, because we don't actually have physics on this guy over here. So using the on volume trigger, we'll be able to detect the collisions without needing rigid bodies. And obviously we're going to have the capsule for the player, so press Alt H to unhide the capsule right here, which is the player's collision. It's not actually calculating the mesh, it's calculating this cylinder, this sphere, I mean, this capsule. And let's eyedrop it, and let's press H again to hide it. And now if we test everything out, you'll see that the water is completely white. So let's go ahead and go to the shader tab, and let's actually use the Armory principled BSDF, the Armory PBR essentially. And let's plug it into the surface, and the base color is going to be a sort of bluish color. This is obviously going to be a rough thing. You can plug an image texture or even the water material that I'm going to link in the description. That we've talked about it before. And what we're going to do is actually turn up the opacity. We're going to turn down the opacity to 0.7 or something like that. Now what we're going to do is actually save our file and press start to test everything out. Okay, so our lighting is pretty terrible because of the world, but you can see we have a pretty decent sort of water shader coming along here, which is nothing at all. However, we can't actually fall through because of the collision shape that we selected. Despite the object not being a rigid body collision, we actually still have our ground plane. So let's go ahead and fix that by going down to mesh. And now it doesn't really matter because the mesh is still very, very light, so it's not going to add any performance issues. And now obviously we are going to need to do a continue the script for the water, because so far we've detected we've made a non-volume trigger, but we haven't made anything happen once it's detected. So first thing we're actually going to do is set it to overlap, which means it won't apply these changes that we're about to make as soon as it's touching it. It's going to wait till it's well inside of it before actually running the script that we're going to put. And the script is color grading. So actually let's go ahead down to the post processing tab, and we're going to set the global color grade to be a blue. Now this is going to be a bit, it's been quite tricky for me to figure this out, and I had to ask, and it turns out it's super simple. Like most things, you think the problem is really complicated and you don't hear anybody talk about it. Turns out the answer is a single click. And let's actually set the color to be hang on, this isn't the right one. Let's set the color to be our color plus a little darker, so let's turn it down. Now this is going to change our color, but it's not actually. If you play this, nothing's going to happen. Instead, what you need to do is actually go over to our render tab, go down to render path, and in the render path you will notice a bunch of options. The one that you want to do is go down to renderer and turn on real-time post-processing. If you don't do that, it's not going to work. I've struggled many months to figure out how post-processing works with nodes, and I've never managed because I didn't click that one checkbox, which for some reason is deactivated by default. I'm assuming it's to save performance. And here we go. If we go ahead and jump straight in, we can see the color grading has changed and it's way too dark. I completely overestimated more like the color grading, so let's go ahead and fix that. A much lighter color would be fine. And obviously you're gonna have to deal with like floating or swimming mechanics and whatnot, probably by setting the gravity to be something much lower. You can do that all with nodes as well. So on volume trigger, you're just going to plug in set the color grade to be something like this, and also set the gravity to be much lighter. Let's jump in, and as you can see we have a beautiful color grade happening. And if I get out of this somehow, I don't think I can, then you'll notice that the color grading also goes back because we exit this collision mesh. Okay, so that is pretty cool. You can make a lot of things with this. Obviously this is a very simple tutorial. I went as beginner friendly as I possibly could, so if you have any further problems, leave a comment. And thank you very much for watching. I do have a lot more projects in the works, but things are extremely chaotic over here for me, so I'll be getting around to them as soon as I can. Here are a few that I'm gonna hopefully do, and I'll see you in the next video.